everybody. This is Marshall, and thank you for watching. And for those who are new, welcome to The Process.
The Process!
This is my lovely, handsome, and unavailable and sexy husband.
The devil is a liar.
You know.
I mean, I'm available. Available to say, what up?
What's up, everybody? As you guys know,
How we doing?
this is our anniversary.
Yes, 12 years, baby.
We got married March 28th, 2009.
Absolutely. It's your anniversary.
It's our anniversary.
Baby.
And our 4th year anniversary when we started the ProcessLife. So happy anniversary, you guys.
Happy anniversary.
To you and to us.
Yeah, for those of you who have been supporting us for the last 4 years, those who are just coming on board and kind of rolling with us with this journey, and no pun intended, the process.
The process.
We appreciate all the love and all the support, as well as those who have given to the process. You know, sow seed in the process.
Taking courses and classes.
Courses and things of that nature like
listening
that.
to our craziness.
To enhance your life.
Yep.
We thank God for you, and God has truly been good to us. He has truly been a father to us and still is, and we are so appreciative of many of you who have been watching us, and thank you.
Thank you
so
guys.
much. And thank you for sharing our videos with other people too as well, some of your friends.
So today we're going to kind of talk to you about this time 12 years ago.
Yeah.
What we were doing, how we were feeling.
The night before.
Yeah. Any regrets, anything you want to kind of share? Because I do have one regret, and I'm going to share that with you in regards to...
Oh, I know what it is. Me too.
So
it was her fault now. I ain't had nothing to do with it.
It wasn't my fault.
Well, it was the people's fault.
Right.
Who's scared of the time and all of that. Yeah, it wasn't your fault.
Just for those who don't know, we had a brunch wedding.
Yeah.
So our wedding started at 10 o'clock.
On the dot.
And so it wasn't in the morning and it wasn't afternoon. It was right in the middle, so we called it a brunch wedding.
Yeah.
And it was nice. We had grits and danishes and eggs,
all kinds of
bacon, fruit,
and,
sausages. Yeah. It was really nice. It was nice. It's
like we was told it was really nice.
Yeah. So that's how our wedding was. Not only that, I think before we go there, let me ask my husband something. Babe, what were you doing on the 27th? You got married on the 28th. What were you doing? What were you going through emotionally, your thoughts? Because the next day, you're about to get married.
Okay, so, of course, getting off from work. Did we see each other that day?
I don't remember if we saw each other that day.
I don't think we did. I don't think we saw each other. I thought we did, but I don't think we did.
Okay, so it was a whole day we didn't see each other on 27th.
Yeah, it was a whole day, but we did talk to each other. But I think what it was I was doing that day, I think I was just, Were
you nervous?
Yeah, I was nervous. Of course I was nervous.
I was nervous for real.
I was nervous and excited, but at the same time, because the guys who were in my wedding, they were asking me, because I was staying at one of my best friend. I was staying at his house, and he was asking me. No, he wasn't asking me, but his nephew was asking me. So how you feel, man? How you feel? So how you, and I was just kind of like, man, I just can't believe that God has brought this connection together like He did, and. I was just telling him how excited I was, but at the same time, nervous. And man, what tomorrow's going to be like? What's tomorrow's going to be like? How's everything going to be? What's she going to be doing early in the morning? And, like that. So that's basically what I was doing.
Yeah.
And I spent the night and stayed with the best man, who's the best man. I stayed at his house, and he's like, boy, tomorrow is the day. Yes, sir, tomorrow is the day. I was like, yep, tomorrow is the day. So, you wonder who's going to show up. You wonder how she's going to be, how she's going to look when she come down the aisle. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's basically what I was doing.
I think we were doing the same thing. It was like, are you nervous? And of course, I was nervous. I was like, oh, Lord, I'm getting ready to get married. It was almost like I couldn't believe it. It was so surreal at the same time. I'm thinking, me? Little old me? I've been waiting all this time, and finally. And so
you finally.
So we did talk for a little while.
Yeah, we
that
did.
night.
Yeah.
And then we told each other we love you.
We love each other, and we'll see each other in the morning.
Yep. Yeah. So the next day, we got there. That's when I got out.
When
I got there, got myself together. Had my makeup artist there. Did
you get there before me?
I don't know. Because I don't know when you came. You don't know when I came. We didn't see each other.
Mm.
So we have no idea who got there first because we didn't see each other at all in passing. So they made sure we did not see each other at all. So as I was getting myself together, getting my makeup done, and he was I think I was in the conference room chilling, waiting. They didn't need no makeup done. I was getting my little hair done, all of that. So what happened was, my regret when it comes to the wedding was that what happened, it was a blessing. It's like, bittersweet, because we were blessed with our honeymoon to the island, to the Virgin Islands. And the way that it was scheduled right after the wedding. So it wasn't like we didn't have a chance to really mingle with anybody. We didn't have to have a chance to dance with everybody at the end.
The most important part.
So I really regretted the fact that we couldn't kind of stay for everybody because we had to go to the ship.
I didn't know that. Remember, you kept that from me. You said that we were going to Orlando.
Yeah, it was.
Spend the weekend.
It was a surprise.
We was going to Orlando. I had no clue.
We was going to.
We was going to the Virgin Islands, St. Thomas.
Because he had never been to any.
I've never been on a cruise before. So it was a 7-day cruise, and I'm trying to figure out why we got to rush just to Orlando, man. Not but 2 hours away. That's not even far at all. Like, okay.
I forgot about it.
And you was like, well, I mean, they have everything laid out for us. And so I didn't know what was going on. So we got in a limousine, and the limousine took us all the way from Jacksonville to
Orlando.
No, not Orlando. Cape Canaveral.
In Orlando.
Cape Canaveral. So as we were getting off, because we had fell asleep in the limo. We didn't do the nasty in the limo.
I was so nervous anyway. I was scared, y'all.
So we were riding in the limo, and we both kind of fell asleep a little bit. You remember that?
Yep.
We both kind of fell asleep. So when
we were tired.
So when I woke up as us getting off the turnpike. Now remember, I'm a truck driver, so I already knew, going down south, going towards Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, and all of that, because that's some of the routes I used to run. And we get up on this little exit, and I was like, and I was looking out the window, and I was looking at the water. I was like, why are we getting up on Cape Canaveral? Oh yeah, Port Canaveral. I'm like, I'm looking,
and then he saw the ships.
And then I looked, and I saw and she hadn't even said nothing yet. She was just as quiet, wasn't saying anything. I'm like, this is not the way to Orlando. Where are we going? And sure enough, by the time when we got to the cruise ship, and she just looked at me, and I looked at her, and she was like surprised, like, what?
That was nice. So during our honeymoon, y'all, it was funny because we was farting. That was our first time ever farting in front of each other, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Our stomach was boiling.
I was letting it out. I was letting some fire out up in there.
And then I think we kept trying to put it off. We tried to continue to do stuff late at night because we was like, it's time to go to bed. Oh, Lord. He was nervous. I was nervous. We didn't do anything the first night, did we?
Yes, we did.
I thought it was the next night.
No,
that's how we fell asleep.
No, we didn't.
You just took us forever.
Neither one of us wanted to do the nasty.
I know, I was scared. I was like, it had been 55 years. No, I'm just playing. It was 10 years for me. And we didn't have sex when we recorded, so we didn't know each other. We didn't know if it was compatible. We had to trust God.
We trust completely God.
When God put it together, y'all, trust me, all that comes in the package deal. He got it under control.
Trust me, I was like concerned.
Why are you concerned?
I'm like, ooh, boy.
We was like looking at each other.
In the video, I'm like, ooh, boy.
We were looking at each other like, okay, well.
Who gonna make the first move?
I was waiting on him to make the first move.
She waiting on me the first move. She don't know I was just as nervous as her. We just sitting there, don't know what to do.
Now we married. Now we can be free to do what we want to do.
We scared to do it.
And it's funny because when we were at the altar getting married, he was like, "Yeah, y'all can hold hands." We was like this.
Both was still scared.
We get married like this.
Because we got married without having fornication or with having sexual intimacy. So we got married not knowing each other in that level.
Yep.
So we wasn't immune to each other's body in that way. We didn't know no
we didn't know
trigger points.
We didn't know any pleasure points.
Hot spots. We didn't know nothing. Nothing. But we did some serious experimenting. But we did. Even first night, the serious experiment went later on as we
in our marriage. We had to learn each other and show each other what we like and what we know what's enjoyable. But that first night,
we was
consummating.
Yeah, that consummating was just like, okay.
Yo.
And that's a wonderful part about it, though. If you really think about it, it just goes to show you the pureness when God puts something together, and there's no sin involved. You know, no sin has been. I'm talking about our testimony. We're not talking about other people. You know, it's just the pureness of it.
Yeah.
And how you have to learn you have to even learn how to make love to each other, because you never did it while you were courting with each other. So it's like it's a whole nother experience of learning, you know, stuff that you thought you knew what to do when you in the world doing your thing. But when it's got something to do with God, it's totally different. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying it's the meaning behind it.
Yep.
Versus it's the spiritual connection behind it
just to be doing
versus the lust behind it. You know what I mean? So it wasn't based on lust, so it was the spiritual. So you had to kind of get out of spirit, get into flesh, and learn how to go. Okay, how I do this again, yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and then after that, we started getting to know each other on a more intimate level, because, like I said, that was what do you call it? Uncharted territory.
Uncharted territory.
Uncharted territory.
Uncharted.
And so it's okay. I know a lot of people worry about, what if we're not compatible sexually if we don't have sex? Y'all, I'm telling you, when God puts you together, you got to trust. He got that. Yeah. He didn't leave that part out. No. He did not leave that part out. He got you. Just trust him.
That's right.
The world says you got to test the waters.
No.
You test the waters if you want to, see what happens. You're going to drown. But when God does it, and it gets better with time.
Yep.
Trust and believe. Don't play. Don't let this gray fool you, baby. So now, you guys, we're going to be getting ready to show you main, we call ingredients to a long-lasting marriage relationship. So what we decided to do is we went into separate rooms, and I have no idea what he said. He has no idea what I said. So we came up with our own 5 top ingredients for long-lasting marriage relationship, and we want to share it with you guys. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere, and check out our individual ingredients to a long-lasting relationship in marriage. Hello, everybody. This is our portion of the 5 ingredients to a long-lasting marriage. The 5 things that I think that really contributed to our 12 years of marriage. But number 1, of course, we know that God being the center of our marriage. That's the glue that kept this marriage together, because without God and God being the center of it all, then there would be no marriage we're talking about today. So definitely making sure that God stays first and consistent in our marriage for direction, for help with each other, is definitely one component, which is the primary foundation of why we are still here today, loving on each other, and growing as the years go by. Number 2, I would definitely say accepting one another's differences, trying to understand each other's differences and not criticize each other because of the differences that we have. But really, again, going to God and asking God, how do I deal with this situation with my husband? I'm trying to get an understanding. So really grabbing a hold of, it's okay to have differences and not criticize, but accept those differences and let's learn about them, and let's embrace them, and let's get an understanding so the differences will not come between our marriage. Number 3, I would say definitely communication. Communication is the key. We realize that throughout our marriage, we've had to really work hard in understanding the other person and how they articulate how they feel, or how they articulate what they're thinking. And we have really learned in the 12 years of being married that 99.9% of the time, we're actually saying the same thing, but differently. So just making sure that in the communication that we're listening and not just trying to, find a rebuttal from what we're hearing, but definitely communicating and trying our best to hear and listen to what they're trying to say and giving them time to do that. I think communication is very important, because communication can definitely hinder any relationship, any marriage, if it's not done effectively. And again, asking God to give us that clarity, asking God to give us that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of what the other person is trying to say or trying to articulate, and receiving it in love and not being offended all the time. The 4th one I would say is allowing each other to be themselves. Make sense? A lot of times we feel like we have to change somebody, or someone is not really acting the way that we want them to, not trying to manipulate a situation so they can do control, so they can do what you want them to do, but just basically letting that person be them, knowing who they are, knowing, I think when you know the person's heart, you would know when they say and do and act a certain way, it's coming from a good place. So definitely saying, accepting the person for who they are, letting them be who they are, and loving who they are, because that's who God created them to be. But at the same time, encouraging change and improvement. I won't say change, but improvement in the marriage. And as we evolve, we're able to accept each other's differences and changes, because we're not the same person that we were when we got married. We're different, and respecting those evolving changes that God is really creating within us has really brought us together. And I would say number 5 would be not taking each other for granted. Spending quality time with each other, not becoming roommates, noticing each other, winking that eye, dating each other, flirting, you know what I'm saying? Not getting complacent in the marriage, but really keeping things, unpredictable, if you will. And I can tell you guys this, my husband has really been unpredictable, doing some spontaneous things lately. That I'm loving, and it's just something that keeps the spark going, romancing each other, and deciding no matter what, let's just love on each other, if you get my drift. And it's not robotic, it's not routine, it's not programmed. It's just in the spirit of the moment. So really not, really get to the point where we're not taking each other for granted, loving each other in the moment, and keeping the excitement, not letting it get boring, but really keeping the spark in the relationship. Because a lot of times you've been in a relationship for a long time, you take each other for granted. You know they're going to be there, so you're not trying to work at it anymore. You're not trying to do anything different. It's the same old mediocrity, and it can get stale. So when we really keep ourselves together, stop. When we really keep ourselves together, I keep myself looking nice and neat and cute, trying to be, sexy for me, also for him, and vice versa. He keeping himself looking good, smelling good, groomed. It's just it's like wine. The older it get, the better it is in time, right? So I think I can say those are my 5 top ingredients for a long lasting, loving relationship in a marriage. So I cannot wait to hear what my husband has to say, because I have no idea what he's saying. So again, happy anniversary for 4 years of the Process Life, and happy anniversary to my hubby of 12 years. I love you, sweetheart, and I will always love you.
Hello, everybody. This is Vito from the Process Life, and I just want to kind of touch in 5 areas that I believe that what has blessed our marriage to be successful. I would say the first thing is the foundation. The foundation, how it started. All right. How God connected both of us together. I would say that's the first thing, because without the proper foundation, your foundation is going to be wavered. Your foundation is going to be, it's going to have cracks in it. Your foundation is going to be built on the sand. If God has not done it, if God is the one that did not connect it, then your foundation is going to be built on sand. It's not going to be built on a solid foundation, okay? So the first thing I believe that has blessed our marriage to be successful is the foundation, how it started, how God connected both of us together, how God initiated and chose both my wife and I for each other in his own timing. That's the first thing. The second thing is that we have not forgotten that. We have not forgotten the foundation of how it was established. We are able to lean on the foundation of God is the one who connected it. And as a myth, and in the midst of us leaning on that foundation, we are able to go to God at any time, anywhere, especially when we have our challenges in our marriage. We are able to go to God and say, God, I need for you to show me how to deal with this situation. Or if it's something that, that she may not like what I've done, or something that I may have not liked what she done, or she offended me, or I've offended her. It always go back to the foundation that I believe that we are able to lean on that foundation, because without you being able to have a foundation that God connected it, you will not be able to lean on the foundation of depending on God to get everything back the way it needs to be in the marriage, especially when you kind of go through a bumpy time in your marriage, or a storm or trial in your marriage, and you both need that. The third thing, the honesty, being honest with each other, not being afraid to be truthful about how we are feeling. Along with that, I believe also is going to God and asking God when is the right timing to go to that spouse. Because sometimes we have a tendency of going to our spouse out of emotions, out of anger, especially when it's something that made us upset, caused us to be angry. We have a tendency of, instead of responding properly, we have a tendency of reacting out of our emotions. So I would say the third thing would be going to God and asking God to show you how to speak to that spouse, or how to bring that thing up. Because sometimes God may be like, no, I don't want you to bring it up at all. I just want you to pray and allow me to deal with that spouse. It's all about going back to trusting in God. Okay. I would say the fourth thing would be learning how to communicate. Learning how to communicate with each other. If you can recall, I always use the blueprint as Adam and Eve being the foundation when God put two people together. Well, you need to also understand Adam and Eve did not know each other personality wise. So they still had to learn how to coexist with each other. Because before Eve came on the scene, it was just Adam and God. And then when God put Adam to sleep, then it was Eve and God. So both of them had their time with God. So I would say the fourth thing would be learning how to communicate with each other. And in the process of you learning how to communicate with each other, then you also learn what the do's and the don'ts, when to do this, when not to do this. Also, communication keeps down a lot of confusion, because sometimes you can assume that a person know what you mean or know what you're trying to say or know what you think, and that's impossible. It's very important for you to be open with your communication. Speaking to that spouse and letting that spouse know, hey, this is what I meant. I know I didn't say it right, but this is what I meant, and also being able to, when you're talking about communicating, don't assume that this person know what you mean, or don't assume what this person know what you're saying. Okay. I would say the fifth thing would be not being prideful, and stubborn to apologize. Apologize when you're wrong. When you are wrong, it's very important for you to go to that spouse and let that spouse know, that you apologize for what you said to them, or you apologize for what is it that you did that may have offended them. A lot of times when you don't apologize, that causes a lingering. It continues to cause tension in between the two. So it's very important for you to understand is that we had to learn how to apologize to each other, and not be afraid to apologize, not be stubborn to the point where you think that you're right and no, I'm not going to apologize because they were wrong about doing what they did. Well, there's always a cause and a effect to everything that is done in a marriage. So I believe that another key thing for our success in our marriage is because we were not afraid to apologize. Now, was it always like that? No, it wasn't. We still had to learn in the process of, hey, apology is very important. You let that person know that you're sorry about what you did or sorry about what you said. You shouldn't have said this. You shouldn't have said that. And not try to justify it, not try to make excuses of what you did. No, it's very important for you to apologize, because what that does, that helps that person. It helps that person be more. It teaches that person to be forgiving too. Learning how to forgive and forgive instantly. Yes, are you still hurt about what took place? Yes, but at least you apologize from the heart, and then it's that person's duty to let that person know that they accept their apology too as well. So I would say that's another. I don't know if you want to add that on to that, but yeah, that's like number 5/5.5 or 6 or what. So those are the 5 things that I believe that has helped us be successful in our marriage. But all of that it all stems from the right foundation. And the right foundation is when you depend on God to connect you with the person who he has purposed you to be with. And not only that, when God connects you with the person, that means that he has chosen you for the marriage. And anytime that he has chosen you for marriage, what comes along with that is an assignment. Assignment comes along with that you being chosen. So I would say those are the 5 things that I believe that has blessed our marriage to be successful. and that has caused us to be where we are today. Are we there? No, we're not. Do we still have some ways to go? Yes, we do. Are we better than what we was when we first started off? Yes, we are. I believe we are. Because anytime when God is in the helm of everything and God is the orchestrator of everything, I believe that as you stay in it and as you continue to dwell in it and learn, you learn to grow. You learn to be more mature. It's just like with anything. You know, when God puts his hands on something and it starts a little seed. And once that seed starts to be watered and starts to be nurtured, it starts to grow, it starts to mature, and it starts to become what it has been purposed to become. So our marriage is not perfect, but we are better than what we was when we first started. And to God be the glory with all of that. And he gets all the credit. Why? Because God is the one that started it. God is the one that has given us the ability as well as the anointing to continue to dwell in this marriage so we can continue to grow as a couple, as we continue to grow as husband and wife, as we continue to grow as brother and sister in Christ. So this is what I believe the things that what we have been successful in our marriage and why. It all goes back to the foundation and how the foundation started. Once you grab a hold to the foundation, once that foundation is initiated and is started by God, then therefore that foundation can be watered, it can be nurtured, and it can grow. All right? All right.
All right, you guys. I really hope that you guys enjoyed the video. And again, happy anniversary to the Process Life and happy anniversary, babe, to our marriage.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
To you, baby doll.
Don't forget, this is your process. Embrace it, trust it, love it. Be you.
Keep it moving.
And keep it moving.
Peace out.
Bye.